Hey Jocelyn, it's Vanessa here. First off, I have to apologize that I'm getting this video to you a little bit late. I was down with the flu last week and I'm still recovering from it. I think you can hear that I'm a little bit choked up, my throat feels a bit tight. But I'm all better now, or at least recovering, and I just wanted to say hello, and I've been looking forward to filming this message for you for quite a while, actually. So, your friend Jared sent me a message. He told me what you've been going through and something big that happened recently. And he wanted me to share some words of encouragement and support, as well as share some hosting tips. So I will get to those tips in a little bit. But first, I think you should know what Jared said about you. He wrote to me and said that you are, she is, okay, this is a direct quote. I have a piece of paper here because I didn't want to misquote him, so I've got it printed out. It says, she is brave, amazing, and has the biggest heart ever. She is so generous, courageous, and selfless in giving of herself so openly. And after he told me what happened, I have to say I think I'm in total agreement. I think what you did was incredibly brave, and it's very powerful, and it's very what's the word? It's huge. It's life changing when someone lives their truth. You know, when someone has the courage to be their authentic self. And I think you should be really, really proud of yourself. And I feel so happy and delighted for you that you've taken this first step. As you know, it is a sad truth that a lot of LGBTQIA people in our community are, you know, for some reason they are afraid to come out, and they feel like they can't come out for whatever reason. It could be personal, it could be work or family related, but for whatever reason, you know, there's a lot of fear, and it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of work to resolve that fear, you know, before you can even take that step. So I think what you've done by coming out on your talk show, it's something that you should be extremely proud of, because you have told others in the community, people who might be struggling with their own identity and sexuality, that they are not alone, and that there is light and love and hope at the end of the tunnel. So thank you for being incredible and fabulous. Jared was completely right. You are selfless and courageous and brave and all these wonderful adjectives. And I'm just really, really happy for you. And I hope that, you know, the journey ahead is filled with love and support all the way. Okay, on to the hosting tips. Uh, there are many different kinds of hosting. I have included that in my little note here because I want to make sure that I've given you all the information, and I'm trying to be as clear as I can. So back to the beginning, there's lots of different kinds of hosting, and I'm sure you know that. There are live events, there are online events, or you know, screen hosting like TV presenting and things like that. So for live events, where it could be a roadshow or a dinner dance or a product launch, they all require different kinds of energy, as I'm sure you've seen before. Whereas TV presenting and online hosting, interviewing, all have slightly different kinds of energy and different. It requires a different skill set. Yeah, but I think if I have to summarize what I've learned over the years, it can be broadly summarized, I think, into 2 points. One is to always be prepared. Cue cards. So I have a ton of cue cards here. They are somewhere in my drawer. Okay. So cue cards are like that, where I write down, what's happening, who's the person that I have to introduce, their full title, things like that. Cue cards are great, whether or not it's online hosting or TV presenting or face-to-face hosting live events. It's important to be as prepared as you can be. So if you are interviewing someone, this would extend to doing all your research about this person. Don't get caught asking silly questions. Don't get caught asking ignorant questions, things like that. So you want to make sure that you can elevate the standard of your interview by having as much information about this person as possible. But this brings me to my next point. My next tip, very important, listening. It is tough, and I will not try to minimize that. It is extremely difficult, and as someone who has hosted for a while, I struggle with this as well still, because active listening, where you are actually listening to the person's reply instead of thinking, okay, what am I saying next? Okay, this is my next question. Okay, this is what I have to do next. Instead of doing all of that in your brain, you are just simply focused on this person. That is a difficult thing to do. It is difficult to listen, but it is a skill that you should endeavor to develop as much as possible. This is not only is it respectful to the person that you're interviewing, it helps you think on your toes. It helps you react faster and think of what from what they're saying could lead into a secondary question. You know what I mean? So not just the list of questions that you've put out. Sometimes they have better ways. What they're saying leads to a different conversation that could be more interesting and more insightful for your viewers. So that's one thing to think about. I think one of my favorite hosts is Graham Norton. So you should check him out. I think he is hilarious. He is really good at what he does, and he's a really active listener. So you can check out his videos as well, his show. I think that's the general tips that I have. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Use mouthwash before any interview, before any filming or live hosting or whatever. It's happened to me before. With like poppy seeds and stuff from your bagel, sesame seeds and things like that. It's just horrifying. So yeah, brush your teeth. That's a very good tip. Anyway, that brings me to the end of this video, but I just want to say again, congratulations on your big step. Thank you, Jared, for reaching out to me, and I'm wishing you, Jared, and Jocelyn the best journey forward as the hosts of NoStraightanswers.sg. I look forward to your content, and I hope that one day I'll get to meet you guys in person. Take care.